Oh my goodness, he's back. Sorry, that was really sudden and very jarring. I apologize. This is Please Cancel Me. I'm Jdox. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR, and this level is set too high on the microphone. I was trying to be fun and spontaneous, and boy, did that not work. So, once again, I am just currently up here squatting in the station. They've not yet found out my secret little hidey hole hidden behind the wall where I've crammed a whole bunch of ramen snacks and snickerdoodles and a television that I've been living out of for the past couple of weeks. But every once in a while, on Saturday afternoon, when the traffic around here is at its lowest and nobody comes by, I sneak out of the wall and I get up onto this nice little magical mystery device that full of knobs and levers, and I make sound go out into space. This is Please Cancel Me, and it hasn't happened yet. So, what was going on tonight? Plans got canceled. We were going to have a big old party, and I downloaded a whole bunch of rave music for it, and it was going to be a good time, but it is going to rain tonight, and seeing as how we were going to have this weird techno-pagan ritual out in the woods, it's just not going to happen at this point because all of our hacking decks and cyber warfare suites would get messed up by the rain, and then the Pentagon would be able to track us. So instead, I have a big old rave mix of all kinds of electronic and stuff that I'm just going to be babbling through and over as I play some of it for you because this party's canceled. In the meanwhile, and I don't know where I was actually going with that, in the process of making this playlist on Bandcamp, just downloading as much free trance and breakbeat and other type of good stuff as I could, I found out a very peculiar fact, and that is that a lot of rave music artists, they either are furries or they use a lot of furry aesthetic, particularly in their cover art. If you are just on Bandcamp and you search trance or rave or breakbeat or something, you will see like a large amount of very colorful, very good cover art. In fact, the art is fantastic, and it does feature a lot of anthropomorphic animals. And there's a specific difference, I think, visually between just anthropomorphic animals and what is to say furries, because they are often way more colorful, very cartoony in the face, and have all sorts of candy or glowing bits or tattoos or weird markings like tiger stripes, except they're swirly and they glow rainbow colors. Just a very, very vibrant, very color-saturated anthropomorphic animals. And there is actually nothing sexual about these cover arts, but I'm going to stop. I'm just going to shut up and put on, where's it at? Machine Girl. Weightless Nova Blossom. Oh, let's see. Let's get this thing on. Cool. All right. That was Weightless 2 Chevrons Nova, 2 Chevrons Blossom by Machine Gun Girl. Oh boy. This is Please Cancel Me, the show where Jdox comes in and you, without any co-hosts here to help him, organize his thoughts or like have any sort of meaningful conversation, it turns into a psychological feedback loop where I'm literally just here rambling to myself and out into the open air, and it actually does end up in someone's ears at some point. But the thing is, there's no cycle, so it's just me having to dig deep down and get back into the. I mean, if you ever. I had a good analogy there, and it just totally lost it. It's like a feedback loop. Stuff just gets more corrupted as it filters back and forth into itself, and it's crazy. We're listening to a lot of sort of electricity and magnetism. No, electronica, trance, breakbeat, this kind of stuff. Listen. Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. This is Hidden Power by Machine Gun Girl, and I'm going to be listening to more of this, and I'm just going to set this playlist to shuffle because we are not having a rave tonight as we had initially planned. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm going to shut up. All right, that was Starlight 7 by Machine Girl off of the album Gemini, and that is part of a whole huge brickload, a whole house of house music and trance music and breakbeat and all kinds of good stuff I collected for a rave that is not going to happen. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I am Jdox, your lovely, incompetent station manager, and I'm coming on with my personal show, Please Cancel Me, where I turn into a train wreck because I don't have anyone to talk to, bounce ideas off of while I'm in here, and I just sort of go a little bit stir crazy, and it's all very good. It's a lot of fun. So 2 weeks ago we had my dad on the show, and that was a total trip. He had been egging to do that for a long time, and we had a lovely conversation. We read a lovely letter by Mr. The Wild, or just Wild. I don't know. I'll probably vary it up a whole bunch. And we were off this past week because it was fall break, and we were not around during the weekend, whatever, to come in and do radio. But I'm back, and I've got a lovely another handwritten letter. You can hear it crinkling in my hand from Mr. The Wild, and you're totally right, man. I don't know, except for just reiterating what you were saying about letter writing. And believe me, I'm here at a college radio station in the age of Spotify and Pandora and all that. Like, I know what a dying cultural element feels like being over here, especially on a communicative level. But but I'm a real digital boy. I get all up in the Twitters and the servers and the mainframes and the hacking into the thing, and blitzing the cube and getting into the Pentagon and all that. And evidently I'm playing all kinds of like funky future spaceman music up in here today, and I'm very much keyed in. I'm very much on the grid. But you're right, there are certain things that these like really powerful analog elements of everyday life, such as writing letters, and just having that sort of more intimate communication and stuff. And your handwriting is just super cool. I'm like really interested to learn that you are an artist, and not to specify like in what way, but I will, if I'm ever in Reading, PA, I will definitely be keeping my eyes out for Wild. I think this is Cartoon Lolo, and Little Dreamer and all that. I mean, sounds like some really cool pieces. I'd love to check that out. Actually, if I have a free day or a weekend, something, I might just make a trip out to Reading and see like what's going on down there and like hunt for it. That would be real cool. And make a trip out of that with my friends. That'd be cool. But I was gonna cue up the song. Gosh, well, we're gonna go to an oldie but a happy. Literally the song "Oldies but Happies" from Hideki Naganuma's Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack, which is one of my favorite funky techno things. One of my favorite old funky techno video games. And while I collect my thoughts a little bit more, and so I can get this stream of consciousness to come to a halt, I can dam it up, form a reservoir from this stream of consciousness, and then I will figure out what I'm going to talk about next. All right. All right, that was Oldies But Happies by Hideki Naganuma off of the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack. And that had a little bit of a thematic connection to what I was talking about, to my good friend and pen pal, sort of the Wild. Sort of pen pal, because you're penning to me, and I'm speaking with electromagnetic radiation to you, so it's kind of funky. But thank you very much for writing in. As always, we love all of your letters, and you're super chill. You seem very nice, and thank you for all of the lovely compliments. And my dad thanks you for all of the lovely compliments and cool music suggestions and interesting conversation about dying cultural communication forms, such as handwritten letter writing with lipstick and perfume all sultry mixed into there, as well as how I connected it to the I wouldn't say dying, but at least falling into a coma art of being a college radio DJ, and which clearly I'm not much of, but I think I wouldn't say I'm the best that Juniata has to offer, but I'm not doesn't go much farther than us dumb little kids coming up here and being on the soundboard. I mean, like, real radio stations are still out and about, and they, do real business. I've got friends that work at them, actually. It's super weird. All of my high school friends and I ended up getting into radio separately at the different colleges we went to. So we're all sort of radio people, which is super weird. Never would have thought about that, being, born and raised millennial, real digital. I mean, in college, nobody does radio a whole lot that much. If you need music playing, if you're having a party, you get on Pandora, you get on Spotify or something, and the algorithms mix it for you. Not that that's bad. If anything, I mean, it's a great thing. It gets that DJing sort of accessibility to anybody to make parties like that. But for us here, it's not the cultural powerhouse it used to have been. Heard from Chad Herzog a long time ago that when he was here at Juniata in like 80s, 90s, it was, popping. It was busy. The radio would run parties here. They would take up whole floors of dorm buildings to just have one huge party, charge entrance fees, make hundreds of dollars a night. And I'm like, man, we should pull anything like that off. I don't even think we get sound equipment out of here. Like, it's all locked up in the storage thing because they don't trust us with it, and we gotta like request it. And it's like, no, they wouldn't have us do that for like a dorm party. That's goofy. It's a different scene. It's a different scene nowadays, and you got to react and you got to adapt. And I mean, I didn't live through the previous scene, so how am I even supposed to know? Anyway, back to what I was talking about with Mr. Wild. We are going to be playing some REM. This is Losing My Religion. And it's a music video, so it's like got this funky little opening sequence of a dude sitting in a wooden room. And they're walking around. This is like a stage play. Speaking of... Alright, that was REM's Losing My Religion. The coffee's and caffeine's starting to wear off, filtering that out of my brain, so I'm like feeling a lot more chill up in here. And it's cool. That one was for Mr. Wild. He's a real cool guy with real fancy handwriting. That's some real graphic design type penmanship you got there, and it's really cool. I can totally want to check out the art that you referenced over in Reading, PA. I want to go up there and try to find some of that. Hopefully it's still there. But yeah, that was for you, Mr. Wild. REM, Losing My Religion. I play that. Don't know if you're listening right now, so probably gonna play that like later on in the show. But thank you again for writing letters in. Please, nobody else out there, don't hesitate to write in with some any talking points or requests or ideas or anything you just want to say to me. Any songs or anything you want me to play, you can send that to Juniata College Box 726 at 1700 Moore Street, Huntingdon, Pennsylvania 16652. And I will talk about anything up in here. I will read it. I will play your music. We'll have a lot of fun. And I will give you a lot of attention and validation and vindication like I am talking about with Mr. Wild, because he seems real chill. But anyway, I'm just going to head back to the crazy rave mix that I had set up that is now sitting unused on a Saturday where there's not going to be a rave. I mean, I'm talking about it actually, but I'm not like critical disappointed. It's the sort of thing where like you can't like, it's a bummer. It's a sort of thing, but like you cancel plans and then you're extremely relieved about it. So it's got some ups and downs, and I'm not like trying to like endlessly bemoan it. I'm also talking crazy fast. Something I was looking at just now on Amazon is those old, those big boom boxes, the kind that you carry on your shoulder. The thing that you have to search to really find what you're looking for is ghetto blaster, and I don't really agree with that term. I think the term ghetto has a lot of stigmatization and things attached to it, so I don't know about that. But I've definitely been like looking to get some of those and like a modern one with cool Bluetooth or something like that. But there also seem to be on Amazon at least street blasters, boom boxes that look like jet turbines. They're big, cylindrical, look like crazy machine parts, and they're just real. They're real scary. So if you had some sort of crazy cyber techno bazooka from a video game, you have that, and it's just like blasting dubstep or something as you're, sliding down the street on your heelys. And this is Falling by Micro Excellence. And up next we're going to hear some Oh Magma. This is a Power 92.3 WKVR. Alright, that was Giorgio by Marauder off of Daft Punk's Random Access Memories album, and that's real cool. I like that cool monologue that goes on with it. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR, and I'm really sort of spacey out right now, but come on to tell you what's going on and what's doing the thing. You're listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I don't know if I said that already. I'm real just hit stream of consciousness when I'm up here by myself, and it turns into a really bad feedback loop in my brain that just doesn't get along right. Sounds real weird, gets all jumbled, I turn into a train wreck. This right now is Funky Dealer by Hideki Naganuma, again off the Jet Set Radio Future soundtrack. And I'm talking too fast and too loud. But I am getting some good drawing practice in, just sitting here hanging out, not trying to drown myself in the internet right now, just doing people things. Oh boy. All right, I was out for a while. Not out. I was here. I was just sort of chilling out here in the station though, doing some drawing, just letting the music run, trying to be a little more meditative instead of forcing myself to be on and talk. But that's so I just let the music go for it. But thank you everybody for listening to the Power 92.3 WKVR. I'm Jdox. This was Please Cancel Me. Even though it didn't much seem like it, it's mostly just music and not me talking and rambling like I normally do. But I was a little bit earlier. I know my dad was messaging me that he didn't think I was even on the air since I was just playing music and not, really being a verbal train wreck as much as I normally am. But so I just chilled out and I drew a cool robot wearing a sweater, and I had a nice relaxing time. And I've got to go now to another meeting. But anyway, thank you for listening. This has been Please Cancel Me. Have a lovely Saturday. Happy Saturday.